Time was never ours to command. At least, that's what every civilization in the galaxy believed. Stars were born, stars died, and everything caught between their light was dragged forward in a single, unyielding stream. Time did not bend, time did not pause, time did not listen. And yet, on one forgotten world, in one fragile century, humanity decided that this universal law was nothing more than another wall waiting to be broken. And when we broke it, when we stole back time itself, the galaxy finally understood why humans were the species they should never have underestimated. Before we begin this journey, tell me in the comments, from which city are you watching this story right now? And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a story of defiance, of humanity looking at the clock of the cosmos and saying, "No, we will decide when this ends." The first sign was a ripple. It wasn't visible, not to the naked eye, not even to most instruments. But the ripple was there, a shiver in the background radiation of the universe, like the ticking of some colossal clock had skipped a beat. On the orbital research station Orpheus 9, a young physicist named Leon Alvarez was the first to notice it, a hiccup in entropy, a place where the arrow of time didn't quite line up. She ran the numbers 1,000 times. Every equation said the same thing. Somewhere in the void, time wasn't flowing forward. It was looping back on itself like water caught in an eddy. Impossible, the council said. An error, they said. But when humans hear the word impossible, something dangerous happens. We don't retreat, we chase. The council warned her to stop. Her own colleagues laughed. But Leon kept digging, and her obsession drew others. Engineers, mathematicians, pilots, veterans, ordinary dreamers who saw in her madness the one thing that defined our species, the belief that rules exist to be rewritten. And then they built it. It wasn't a machine in the sense the galaxy understood. The aliens had ships and weapons that could split moons and ignite stars, but none had dared to touch the gears of time. Humanity's creation was something different. A lattice of quantum anchors, a cage for the river of causality itself. They called it the spindle, a device that could twist the arrow of time, slow it, even rewind it. Not everywhere, not always, but in pockets. Just enough to give us a second chance, just enough to let us steal back what was lost. The first test was small, a shattered glass, a bird that had struck a window. The spindle hummed, the air vibrated, and the glass reformed. The bird took flight once more. The team stared in silence as time itself obeyed human hands. For the first time in galactic history, something impossible had bowed, but power never stays hidden. The Drakari were the first to notice. An ancient reptilian empire that measured its history in millions of years, the Drakari had cataloged every law of physics known to science. When they saw humans undoing entropy, they didn't see discovery. They saw heresy. They saw danger. They saw the kind of species that could unravel reality itself. And so they declared humanity a threat to existence. War came faster than words. The Drakari fleets blotted out skies. Entire colonies burned. Humanity was clever, but their weapons were outmatched. For every fleet we built, the Drakari crushed 10. For every line we held, they shattered it. And yet, every time we should have lost, every time annihilation loomed, the spindle whispered, and humanity stole back the moment. A battle lost was rewound. Ships destroyed were restored. Soldiers fallen were breathing again. Humanity bled, but never died. We were the enemy who would not stay defeated. And the galaxy watched with growing terror as one truth became clear. Humans had broken the contract every living thing had with time. Death no longer obeyed us, but there was a price. The spindle did not give freely. Each reversal strained the fabric of reality, unraveling threads that were never meant to be touched. Space bent in strange ways. Shadows lagged behind their owners. In some places, entire days replayed endlessly, trapping people in loops they could never escape. Even Earth felt the scars. Forests that grew backward, oceans that unrose, children who vanished into the past as if they'd never been born. The galaxy demanded we stop. The Drakari warned that if we continued, reality itself would collapse. But the Council of Humanity made its choice. Better to risk unraveling the universe than to kneel. Better to wield time than to be forgotten. And so humanity fought not just the Drakari, but the universe itself. Every spindle pulse tore wider holes in the fabric of existence. Until finally, on the edge of the Andromeda frontier, at the siege of Caravane's star, the spindle screamed its last. The Drakari unleashed a weapon meant to erase us utterly. A temporal null bomb designed to sever our history from the timeline as if humans had never existed. For a heartbeat, we were gone. Our history unwrote itself. Earth blinked out. Humanity became nothing more than a memory the void itself tried to forget. But Leon Alvarez had seen it coming. In secret, she had built something greater than the spindle. Not a weapon, not a machine. A seed, a fragment of human memory encoded into the deepest strata of reality. When the Drakari erased us, the seed bloomed. The galaxy convulsed, time recoiled. And suddenly, impossibly, humanity returned. Stronger, sharper, unshackled by the very laws that once bound us. We were no longer a species in time. We were a species with time. The Drakari fled. Empires that once mocked us fell silent. And across the stars, whispers spread. The humans had done the unthinkable. They had broken reality. They had stolen back the one thing no civilization had ever dared to touch. And the galaxy learned a lesson it would never forget. You can fight humans. You can outnumber them. You can outgun them. But if you try to erase them, if you try to take their future, they will take time itself and make it theirs. That was the story of the humans who stole back time. Tell me in the comments, if you had one chance to rewind a single moment in your life, what would you change? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this tale. It keeps our stories alive and helps us reach dreamers all across the world. Until next time, remember, humanity may be small, fragile, and fleeting. But when we decide to break the rules, even time itself must listen.